How's it going? If you are about to watch these videos because probably I went too fast, so you need a little bit of help, or you probably were not in the Zoom meeting. I will not do this for long. After a while, if you're not in my Zoom meetings, watching me live, I will no longer do them. This was the introduction. It's called estimating crowds. In class, I went over what it takes to actually estimate crowds. I'm not gonna do that in this video. I'm gonna go straight to the work. So let me scroll down. So what is important is for you to have this in your notes. Small crowds equals 10 people per square feet. Medium crowd, 5 people per square feet. Large crowd, 2 people per square feet. Make sure you have it in your notes. I said, I'm not gonna go in detail because this is just a video on how to do the work. I am not gonna do every single problem. I'm only gonna do a few of them so you have an idea on how to do this. If you have any more questions, my tutoring hours are in the Google Classroom. Make sure you let me know ahead of time. Let's go straight to the problem. Problem number 1. It says 10 people fit comfortably in a 5 by feet area. Use this value to estimate the size of the crowd that is 5 feet wide and 25 feet long. So let me tackle this problem. So imagine every time I do these type of problems, I'm trying to picture it in my head. What am I trying to figure it out? Well, I know I'm trying to figure out how many people fit in a certain space, or what type of space. By them giving me this information, I know the type of shape I need to do. A 5 by 5, that should be your clue. And if you know that they have equal size, it should be a square. So I'm gonna do this. I know the size of this square. I know it doesn't look like a square, but I try. So I know one side is 5, the other side 5. They have also told me how many people fit there. So I know how many people fit here. So 10 people fit here. They're asking me to find the size of a crowd in a different dimension. I know this was a square, but this one, the length and the width is different. So I know that one is going to be a rectangle. I know one is 5, the other one is 25. However, I know the dimensions. Same thing right here. I do not know the crowd, the size of the crowd. And that is my goal. I'm trying to figure out how many people can fit on the other shape. So let me go on the other side so I can write it down. So this is just knowledge of geometry. I got a square and I got a rectangle. I got the dimensions, I got the dimensions. I got to figure out how many people fit here. So this is a math that we use outside the world. So bear with me. This is how you solve it. I'm just going to set up a proportion. People over area. Which means even I can do area over people. It doesn't matter as long as you keep them straight. Whatever information I have, do them on the same thing. People in my first shape, I know how many people I have. Okay? Not only that, but it's the first thing I see here. The other thing, area. Can I figure out the area of this square? How do I find the area of a square? Length times width. So 5 times 5 should give me 25. And I'm going to set up a proportion by putting the equal sign here. Now I got to do the same thing for the other side. People, do I know how many people are here? That's why I have a variable of x. I'm just going to give it an x. However, can I figure out the area of the rectangle? 5 times 25 should give me 125. This is called a proportion. And how do you solve proportions? By cross multiplying. I always do the one with the variable first. the letter. So I have 25x equals. Now the other side, 10 times 125 should give me, well, at this point, I suggest you double check my calculations. I make a bunch of mistakes on purpose. If you are just waiting for the answer, then you waiting on the answer on my test will not help you. So make sure you take the time to actually double check every single step I do. So 10 times 125, you have a calculator in your phone, might as well use it. 1250. My goal is to solve for this x. How? Well, you're seniors and you should know how to solve equations, like no problem. This is called multiplication. Every time you see a number next to a letter is being multiplied. So what is the opposite of multiplication? Basic math. Division. So I gotta divide it. But divided by what? You see, if I'm trying to solve for this x, I gotta get rid of this 25. So they are together, they're being multiplied. In order to get rid of it, divide by the number that is in front of the variable. Yes, it's canceled. Whatever I do to one side, you gotta do to the other side. So x equals 1250 divided by 25. Take a few seconds to put it in your calculator. 1250 divided by 25. Since I don't want to make this video long, just double check, pause whenever you can so you can double check your work. Equals 50. 50 people fit in that shape. Copy it. Make sure you keep track of your notes. They are going to come in handy when you do the test. Once again, take a time to copy them. Pause it. I'm just going to erase it so I can go to the next problem. Next problem. I'm not going to go over it. It's basically the same thing I just did in the first one. I don't want to do the ones that actually come with the shape. Same thing. We're trying to figure out how many people will fit in that shape. Well, most of you are seniors, and if you're not, I guess you're taking this class for now. But your knowledge of shapes, I bet you there is no formula for this such shape. The only formulas are only the ones of the basic shapes, which are a square, rectangle, triangle, or a circle. If you ask me, if I cut these things, I can shape them in something, some formulas I may use. So this is what I'm going to do. Either I cut it this way or I cut it this way. It doesn't matter as long as you reach the final answer. So I'm going to do it this way. Notice on this side, I have this small rectangle. On the other side, I have this one, the longer one. So that's going to help me. But first, let me start from the beginning. You might be wondering what I'm trying to do, but it's basically the same thing I just did in the other problem. Step number one. And let me use my black marker so you can see step number one. Set up the proportion. Remember, people over the area. In the beginning, 15 people. So they are giving me that information for me to use. So I'm going to use 15 over. It fits comfortably in a 4 by 8. So 4 by 8, it means just multiply. That is my multiplication I'm going to use. So 4 times 8 equals 32. On the other side, I am trying to figure out how many people fit there. So that will always be the missing piece. I have area. Based on this, can I go ahead and find the area? That's what I'm going to do on the other side. So bear with me. Let's do this. So that was my first step. This be my second step. Find the areas. I'm even gonna do it a different color. The first one, the purple, which represents this purple here. In order to find the area of a rectangle, I just need the length and I need the width. So based on this, isn't this the same thing as this? So I'm just gonna put 275. On the other side, isn't this side the same thing as that side? So I will have 428. And what do you know? You have figured out the first shaped area. Well, not yet. I know the dimensions. So this times this, I'm just gonna write it down so it helps you with your notes, times 428 equals. Take a few seconds, multiply, put it in your phone's calculator, see how much it gives you. Again, if you're just waiting for me to give you the answer, it's not gonna help you during my test. Usually my tests are not multiple choice, so either you know it or you don't. Such as notes. So go ahead, put it in the calculator. Eventually, I gotta keep going, so let me help you out. I got this much. If you got a different number, go ahead and do it again. 117,700. The other portion comes. I gotta find the one for the longer side. So, same thing. I gotta figure it out. So, I wanna know the size of this shape. I mean, this side. I'm gonna try to figure it out. So, this information here is telling me 689 is the whole line. But do I need the whole line? So, again, 689 is from here to here. That's the whole line. I don't need the whole line. I just need this. But from the previous problem, don't I know how much is this? Remember this is the same thing as this. So I don't need that side. Which in reality, I'm trying to tell you, I'm just gonna subtract it. So 689 minus the 275 I don't need. If I get rid of this line, that's not gonna give me what's left. 689 minus 275. Go ahead, subtract it. Put it in your notes. So 689 minus 275. So make sure you get this much. I got 414. So I'm gonna put it over here. Just remember, this side and this side is the same thing. I'm just putting it in the bottom so you don't get confused with this. Next step is to figure out one of these lines. Well, the information is there for you to use. We'll get it here. 316. Once again, we'll get it here. 316. If you pay close attention, this is for this. So can I go ahead and use what's on the other side? From here to here, I know it's 428. So these two is the same as that one. What you think? What can I do with this so I can get the dimension of the whole side? So I'm just gonna add it. 428 plus 316. Put it in your calculator. 428 plus 316. It gave me 744. I have found the two dimensions. My only step left is to multiply length times width. So 14 times 7, 44. A few seconds to put it in your calculator and double check my work again. Just because I'm doing the video for you doesn't mean, oh, I just copy, because you're gonna do this on your own eventually. So if you multiply it, I got this. So I have found the area of this, the area of this. So what do you think I'm gonna do with these two? Just gonna add them. So 117 plus 6. Add them. That should give you the area of the whole shape. This is called a regular shape because I needed to cut it in shapes I knew to figure it out. So once you add it, I got this much. Boy, 25. 716. Again, these are the areas. And now I can finish my problem on the left. So all this was just me finding the area. If I am going slow, it's so I can go in detail on how I figure them out. For some of you, this should be common sense. It's geometry. You took it, sophomore year? So that big number over there, I'm gonna put it here. 4, 2, 5, 7, 1, 6. I have set up my proportion. My objective is to figure out the value of x now. So if I cross multiply, this will give me 32x. I will do the same thing with the one across. 15 times this, it's a big number. Multiply it, put it in your calculator. Should have gotten this. 5740. If I made a mistake, just double check. Even though it might be a mistake, the process is still works. So a number next to a letter that's being multiplied, opposite of multiplication, division. And you always divide by the number next to the letter. So divide by 32, divide by 32x equals 19954. Once again, double check. Try and put them in the calculator, not just copy them. This is how many people fit in that shape. But look at the question. It says, how many people fit in the following shape in all 3 different types of crowds? Remember the notes I told you to copy at the beginning? Large, medium, and small. So small, this is how you figure it out. You take the number and divide it by the number that is associated with small crowds. So when it's a small crowd, how many people fit in every square feet? I gave you that note and it's 10. Put it in the calculator and just figure it out. Medium. Take the number, divided by the number that comes with medium crowd, 5. Large. So when the answer again, divided by 2. Whatever you get, that is your answer. My test will be similar to this. I'm going to give you the information. You're going to have to figure out the area, use that area to do the proportion, and then find me how many people fit in each crowd. Took a few seconds to copy your notes. If I were you, I'll go over it again and then just watch. I feel like if you watch first and then copy, it will work better. So here's the answer, copy it. Next shape. I'm gonna keep that just because I know I'm gonna need it. I said you were not in class, so I'm not gonna do all of them. I'm gonna do a different one, and then this will be the last one. So 2 shapes now. 5 people fit comfortably in a 2 by 3 feet area. How many people can fit in the following shape in all 3 different crowds? So step number 1, the one I wrote on the other one. Step number 1 is always for you to set up your proportion. people over my area. That don't look like an A. Still doesn't look like an A. Well, you know what it is. It's an area. People. 5 people go on the top. 5 people fit comfortably in a 2 by 3. So 2 times 3 should give me 6. Remember, I've been telling you, whatever, every time we're looking for is the number of people in the second shape. I have provided you with the second shape. Now I just need to figure out the area. 2 by 3 feet. Now let's figure it out. How many shapes do you see? 2 of them. So I'm gonna write them over here. So I'm gonna do the rectangle first. 46 on this side, 25 on this side. I will say this was there to trick you. All the answers, if you are using feet, make sure they are in feet. If you are using yards, make sure you convert them into yards if the question asks you for yards. But because I started with feet, I want to convert these into feet. Do you know how many feet in a yard? If you don't know, you're in luck. I'm going to give you that answer. So 3 feet equals 1 yard. So every 3 feet equals 1 yard. So I have 25 yards. How many feet would that be? You're asking yourself, well, I don't know. It's simple, common sense. Every 3 feet is 1 yard. So I take my number and just multiply by 3. So 25 divided by 3 should give you 75. 46 divided by 3, times 3, should give me 138. So without even noticing, I already have the measurements. So this one's 138. This one, 75. Length and width. Who's going to take it? 138 times 75. Put it in your calculator. Find the answer. Feel like I'm repeating this too much, but I always double check my work. 10. 50. The second shape. What type of shape do you see there? If you are saying it's a circle, you are correct. However, this is only half of a circle. If this would have been the whole thing, I would have used the formula of a circle, but I can still use the formula of a circle. Formula of a circle. I R squared. That is the formula of a complete square. But what do I have here? Don't I just have half of it? So how do I take half of it? Just divide by 2. So pi. I don't know if you have it in your calculator, but if you don't, pi is just 3.14. Parentheses. I need to look for the radius. Well, the radius, if you recall that from geometry, is just half of the diameter. So 138 divided by 2. I'm even going to write it here. 138 divided by 2 should give me 69. So I know my radius equals 69 squared divided by 2. The calculator might be a little bit different. That square, if you tilt your phone to the side, it gives you more options to get the squares and all that. So once again, if you don't see that square in your calculator, you just gotta tilt it to the side. I also recommend doing that one first. 2.14 times 69 squared. Get equals, and once you got equals, just divide it by 2. Make sure your answer matches mine. 7475. This is rounded to the nearest number. So like the previous problem, what do I do with these two numbers? Just add them. So 10, 50 plus 77 7.75 equals 17825. This is my area. Remember that. These are the areas which I can use to finish up my work, my problem. I'm gonna use that area to put it here now. 17825. Our portion is already set up. My goal is just to finish it up. So number with the letter first. I got 6x. Now the other side. 5 times 17525 equals 9125. A number next to a letter is being multiplied, opposite of it, division. What do I divide it by? Always the number next to the letter. So divide by 6. X equals 14,854. This is how many people fit in that thing. But like the other problem, I gotta figure in the different type of crowds. So small. 854 divided by the number that comes with being in a small crowd. 10. Find the answer. Medium. Same number. Divided by 5. In my test, you're not gonna know which crowd I'm gonna ask you for. So make sure you remember those numbers. Large. Divided by 2. This was called estimated crowd. For some reason, you had issues at home. I mean, one day I get it, you get issues. But if you're having issues every day, that's when you're trying to play the system. I will not take that. If you're not here, you're absent. For the first 3 lessons, you will get a video. After this, no longer videos. If you're not in the Zoom meeting, you're gonna miss it. Other than that, I hope you resolve any problem you have. And if you need more help, my tutoring hours are in the Google Classroom at the top. Copy and put it in your notes. Homework is the last 2 pages. I will upload it into classwork. Have a safe day. Hope to see you soon.